Donald Trump, new charges against ex-president attempt to tie him to January 6 Capitol riot. The latest charges will add to the former president's legal troubles. He is already facing criminal cases in Miami and New York over national security concerns and allegedly falsifying business records. Donald Trump is facing 4 criminal charges relating to attempts to overturn the 2020 election result as prosecutors try to tie him to the January 6 storming of the U.S. Capitol building by his supporters. The 45-page court document focuses on alleged schemes by the former Republican president and his allies to subvert the transfer of power and keep him in the White House despite his loss to Democrat Joe Biden. Trump has falsely stated that the result of the November 2020 election was incorrect, with many of his supporters and confidants also expressing doubts about the vote. But special counsel Jack Smith has alleged Trump's lies fueled the January 6 insurrection in Washington, D.C. in 2021, where rioters attacked the Capitol in a bid to stop Congress from certifying the election result. And prosecutors also claim he exploited the assault by refusing his advisor's suggestion to send a message directing the rioters to leave the building, after a rally and fiery speech by him earlier that day. Read more. Determined to remain in power, the case against Trump. These are the most serious accusations. Analysis. Read the full indictment here. Image. Donald Trump holds a rally on January 6, 2021 before the U.S. Capitol riot. Trump has been summoned to appear before a federal magistrate judge in the city on Thursday. It is the third time in 4 months he has been criminally charged, even as he campaigns to regain the presidency next year. The latest indictment alleges he conspired to prevent politicians from certifying Mr. Biden's victory and to deprive voters of their right to a fair election. 5 people died during or after the attack, including 4 protesters and 1 police officer, and about 140 officers suffered injuries, according to the Department of Justice, DOJ. Trump faces 4 charges: conspiracy to defraud the U.S., conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of and attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, conspiracy against rights. Please use Chrome browser for a more accessible video player. What could third indictment mean for Trump? Image. Trump supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol following a rally on January 6, 2021. Pic. AP. The prosecution's case. Prosecutors have stated Trump lost the 2020 election, but he was determined to remain in power, and for 2 months he spread lies that there had been fraud and that he had won. These claims were false and the defendant knew they were false, but the defendant repeated and widely disseminated them anyway, said the indictment. 6 alleged co-conspirators are mentioned in the document, but they haven't been charged. While they are not named in the filing, Sky's U.S. partner NBC News has identified 5 of them. One of them appears to be Rudy Giuliani, one of Trump's closest allies and his former personal lawyer. The others are said to be John Eastman, Sidney Powell, Jeffrey Clark, and Kenneth Casebro, with the 6th unknown. Some of them are accused of erroneously suggesting that former Vice President Mike Pence could object to certifying the results of the 2020 election and making baseless accusations that Trump embraced and amplified. Prosecutors claimed that in the weeks before the January 6 vote, Trump falsely told Mr. Pence at least 3 times he had the authority to reject the electoral results, even though the vice president pushed back every time. Trump also allegedly organized a plan to get fake electors in 7 states, all of which he lost, to submit their votes to be counted and certified as official by Congress on January 6. The DOJ alleges Trump pursued unlawful means of discounting legitimate votes and subverting the election results through 3 criminal conspiracies. It said one conspiracy was to defraud the U.S. by using dishonesty, fraud, and deceit to obstruct the nation's process of collecting, counting, and certifying the results of the election. The DOJ said the second conspiracy was to impede the January 6 congressional proceeding at which the collected results of the presidential election are counted and certified. The third alleged conspiracy was against the right to vote and to have the vote counted. The